Welcome, everybody, to the
I'm Fat Podcast.
Snacks are best saved for later.
With Jay Zawoski.
That man ate all our shrimp and 2 plastic lobsters.
And Rick Camp.
Out of the mist came a beast more stomach than man.
Welcome into another edition of the I'm Fat Podcast, brought to you by our sponsors, Charlie the Bacon Guy, Mazda of Orland Park, and Frato's Culinary Kitchen. As we record, it is Easter Sunday, so Jay, as I'm Rick Camp alongside fellow fat Jay Zawoski. Jay, happy Easter to you.
You too. Happy Easter to you as well. It is a day full of candy and ham and pierogies and all sorts of great stuff, and we're going to get into our Easter festivities as well as a busy week on the food circuit. For me and Rick, we've got a ton to get to. Thanks for joining us. We appreciate it. If you're watching us on YouTube at youtube.com/I'mFatPodcast, make sure you hit that like button for us and you subscribe to the page. Even if you're not, go to our YouTube page and please subscribe. We could really use the boost on YouTube. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers so we can start making some money off of them as opposed to them making money off of us. So yes, please subscribe. 1,000 subscribers is needed. I think we're around 700 or so. So if maybe a third of the people that typically listen to this podcast jump on and subscribe, that would be gratefully. I'll try again.
In 3, 2, 1.
Greatly useful.
Yeah,
there we go. I am full of sugar. I woke up this morning knowing that, I've been talking about it for the last few weeks. I'm monitoring my sugar more closely.
Yeah.
This new today was going to be, well,
yeah.
One of the days.
Yeah,
so,
today you get your Reggie Roby on and you just punt that thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Make sure you're following us on our other social medias as well at I'm Fat Pod on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. We've got the I'm Fat Podcast fans page on Facebook. We've got our Patreon, patreon.com/I'mFatPod, and our merch shop featuring several new designs. I'm gonna show your designs, folks. There's our brand new Onion Ring of Honor design. You can see Andy Reid. You got to look at, they're subtle now as we add to the Onion Ring of Honor design. He is standing 1 foot on the air conditioner and the other foot on the wheel of cheese.
Mm-hmm.
There's our Onion Ring of Honor photo. It is on a mug. You can get it on a mug. Here's a new taco logo designed by our buddy Mark Allen Fishman. He does all those. That's the taco logo. We've also got the pizza logo. I promise you it's not this low on the actual shirt. I was able to raise that up to a normal spot so it doesn't.
It's for pregnant women.
Yes, no, it is appropriately laid out. So if that scared you away, don't be afraid. And then our friends at TeePublic said, "Hey, we're willing to give you guys a new design if you're interested." I said, "Hell yeah!" So they came up with the fast food billboard sign, and it says "No bad words" there on the marquee, which is one of Rick's go-to sayings. And it works very well. So all of those available at I'mFatMerch.com. There was a sale all week. It ended Sunday. I promise you, by the end of this week or early next, there will be another sale. So either jump on it now or stay tuned for another sale at I'mFatMerch.com. I think we've covered everything, right?
Yeah, I think we're good.
All right.
So also, I know we got to start thinking about this. We still got a few weeks. We are I wouldn't say quickly because it's us. We are approaching our 200th episode.
We are sauntering towards episode 200.
Yeah, we are wheezing towards episode 200.
Got to touch base with our friends at Weber Grills. They said they were interested in hosting us for our 200th episode. Maybe this is the time to reach out and say, "Hey, we'd still like to do that," and some other things in a hopper if should that not work out.
Right.
I think it might. Meat. Fat people, it's a combo made in heaven.
Yes.
So, how was your Easter? What did you do? What were the plans? What were the cuisines?
So my mom and my brother had just gotten back from Minnesota, so they were it was a chill day for them, which worked out well because Sam's family they do Easter pretty big. So I went over there for basically an early lunch, but we essentially did breakfast food. So, and I can actually have the list of things that were offered because, it's impressive because it's just second nature because it's so opposite of things I'm good at. But Sam decided to make a menu, because she did a vast majority of the work, from what I hear, for this year. So that menu is what was on deck. So for those that are listening in regular podcast form,
Thank you.
there was quiche with Gouda and leeks. There was a waffle bar.
Yes. No bad words there. As the shirt says, I'm fat.
Yeah.
Merch.com.
There was butter, whipped cream, maple syrup, like pecans, strawberries, blueberries. I mean, like you had options.
Salad.
So yes, hash browns, deviled eggs, breakfast sausage, bacon, and fruit.
Okay.
Yeah, and
That's,
let me tell you, awesome.
Yes.
Like, I'm not the biggest breakfast person in the world, but man, those waffles, excellent. Like the hash browns, and it wasn't like the hash browns were stacked too high to where you really get mushy in the middle. It was like laid out flat in the pan and like pretty thin. So every bite was crispy.
Oh, yeah.
Like, bacon and breakfast sausage. I mean, it's really tough to mess those up.
Yeah.
So those were incredible as well. And even though, I'm not the biggest egg person in the world, I'm like, well, took the time to make the quiche. I'm going to try the quiche. Quiche was good.
Yeah.
And I feel bougie because I can say I ate quiche.
Yeah, you're French now. Congratulations.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds awesome. I love the menu layout too.
Right.
Did you get like a little bit dressed up? Did you,
I mean, yeah, slightly by my standards, yes. So I wore my nicer pair of jeans.
Oh.
Yeah, still had the tennis shoes because I don't have, and this is something that Sam has complained to me about, which, mind you, she's right, that I don't have in-between shoes. I have tennis shoes. I have dress shoes. I don't have like that middle area.
So here's what I have found really great for that level is like our Vans. Because you can get Vans that are not like checker.
True.
The Vans I have are like gray and black. Yeah. And they're great. I can wear them with literally everything. I can wear them with jeans. I can wear them with shorts. I can wear them with anything. I also have a pair of Sperry's, which are nice for like the summer months. They're kind of like a lighter weight, but they're not dressy. But for everyday use, if you're looking for if you don't want to go out in like a gym shoe,
sure.
I think Vans are perfect, and they do come in wide. So
nice.
Yeah. So that's Mike. I bought these pair of Vans like kind of on a whim from Kohl's, Fat Guy Paradise, Kohl's, and they have been my go-to shoe for like over a year. I got to get new ones actually because they're kind of too dirty to be my everyday shoe now.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is like every once in a while, like my shoes are black mesh with like white, because it's like those New Balance like extra foam, whatever, blah blah blah. Yeah, get my shoes like I like my food. Have the extra foam, and so I have to like clean up the white parts of the shoe a little bit, make them look slightly less used. But yeah, so that change is going to have to happen. But then, and also for dessert, there was it was like a yellow pound cake with chocolate buttercream.
Okay.
That's like the lamb. Yeah, that was good.
Easter is an underrated food holiday.
It kind of is.
We prep for Thanksgiving, obviously, and Christmas, and like, you're going to eat well on those, but Easter is a day full of candy and ham and meat and there's usually an Easter, like you said, an Easter breakfast involved. Like I ate better today. I probably ate more and better than I do on Thanksgiving. Now, so let me be clear. The Thanksgiving meal itself is my favorite holiday meal. In terms of from morning till night, the quality of the cuisine I had was awesome. I want to let you finish, and I'll tell you how I did Easter too.
Okay. Well, I think part of it too is we don't think of it as much because Thanksgiving and Christmas, it's cold outside.
Yeah.
We're going to be inside all day. Like where with Easter, like today, I don't know about you, but one thing that I appreciated about today is everybody knew what it was. So I guess the tradition there, as I'm learning, is for the meal and the immediate aftermath, you're in your nicer clothes. The second that's over, everybody's back in their comfortable stuff.
I love that.
So after the kids had had like a quiet time or a nap or whatever, that was Easter egg hunt, and that happened with everybody in there just like chill clothes.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's
And
great.
and then, like as someone without kids, like being around kids that are legitimately excited for an Easter egg hunt is cool.
Yes. Yeah, it is always cool. And my aunt does it up so well. Like today we had an Easter egg hunt. The second part of my day was at my aunt's house, and it's my cousin's kids.
Mm-hmm.
So they range from anywhere between like college aged to like pretty little, like 3 or 4. And then now the bigger, like Addie's generation, so like her and up, like Addie was the youngest one to like hide the eggs and do all that stuff.
Yeah.
And Addie loved it. Like she it felt so cool to her to be kind of promoted to the older kids.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of fun. It's great. Yeah. I do think Easter is an underrated food holiday, but I think you're right. Like there is other stuff kind of around it, and you are outside usually on a nice day. Today was, oh my God.
Shorts.
Bottled
Shorts
stuff.
weather is here.
Yeah, I did not wear shorts today. This week is going to be shorts week. Yes. I got to get them out. I have like one emergency pair of shorts
yes.
for whenever it gets hot the first time.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we're gearing up, man. It's going to be like 80 degrees this week.
Is it really? I didn't know it was going to be that warm.
Yeah, like middle of the week, it's going to be like high 70s, low 80s.
I mean, this is something that maybe it's for later in this episode or next week. I had to do, there's spring cleaning. Mm-hmm. There's also sometimes what results in spring cleaning is let's find shorts.
Yeah.
And I went through the let's find shorts thing this week. So that was, and hey, I'm happy about it because like once we were done with all the formal stuff today, I just threw on the t-shirt. I've got a pair of new athletic shorts that I didn't know I had because they were buried somewhere. So like I was happy. I was good. Like it's, you're around people you want to be around. There's food everywhere. The Masters was on TV today, which I'm not the biggest golf guy in the world, but the Masters is the Masters. So that's always kind of cool. So yeah, it was a great day.
Yeah, definitely. So my day started, woke up. Actually, the Hawks played 9 last night. So post game was over at like 1. So I actually slept in a little bit. I slept until 8, which isn't, or maybe closer to 9 actually. And Addie was like, all right, Dad did a terrible job hiding these eggs, because now she's old enough where I'm like, she doesn't actually care. So I really half-assed the egg hiding today. I was like,
were they like in a pile on the table?
It's like, it's on the table. Like seriously, I was like, I think there were 1 or 2 that actually put effort into hiding.
Nice.
So I heard her say, "Come on, it's 8:45." I'm like, all right, fine. So I got out of bed, did that egg hunt, and then we went over to Brian and Sarah's for like a little breakfast brunch thing. So Sarah made 2 breakfast casseroles. One was eggs, eggs, cheese, potatoes, ham. It was terrific. The other was like a breakfast bake with like blueberries, and it's just incredible. I can't even describe this thing. It is the best. We made Charlie the Bacon Guy's Maui Wowie bacon and Jardiniere bacon. So that was on the side.
Nice.
There were some deviled eggs. There were some croissants. Of course, a bunch of jams, English muffins out. And then yesterday, I had to go to Wolf's Bakery, which is in, I don't know if that's Evergreen Park. It must be Evergreen Park. It's like 95th and Kedzie. It's been there since like 1939, this old school Chicago bakery. And I picked up some bakery cookies from my aunt's house for my mom. And then I bought a dozen donuts to bring to Brian and Sarah's house. And they just have the best, like, this is not the, by the way, later I'm going to tell you about the best donut I ever have, which I teased on our Facebook this week. They've just got great like chocolate cake donuts, just a basic cake donut with chocolate frosting, and their frosting is like really dense, so you can kind of like pick it off and like eat like a big piece of it.
Oh wow, okay,
yeah, it's great. It's one of my favorite things, and if you've never been there before, their chocolate chip coffee cake is also killer. So that was breakfast. We had donuts, casserole. It was the whole thing, and I'm just like monitoring my blood sugar as we go. Then we went over to Sarah's mom's house. She actually lives like 2 or 3 houses away from Sarah.
Oh, nice.
Did put out baskets for the girls and Addie and Brian and Sarah's kids. So they opened a basket there, and then went home, chilled out a little bit. Then we went to my Aunt Joe's house for like the annual like giant Zawaski Easter feast. And it was wonderful, as it always is. So I think I told you about this before. Aunt Joe's one who has a tree trimming party, and every year there's like a bunch of ham sandwiches at that.
Yes.
So she cooks for people so often that she has like a bar in her kitchen, and in these drawers, she has warming drawers in her house.
Oh wow!
Like 4 or 5 different pans of pierogies, or she makes those cheesy potatoes with like the corn flakes.
Oh yeah,
yes. So they're all in the warming drawers, right? And then it's a big pan of ham, Hawaiian rolls, the whole deal, pasta salad, the cheesy potatoes, 4 different kinds of pierogies, that pink jello that I've told you about, that whipped pink jello.
Yeah.
Then she had like a little tray of chicken nuggets for everybody and a big pot of chili right in the middle. Dude, like it's incredible. The food at Aunt Joe's is great. So I pound that down. I had a plate of everything, basically. Went back, got another one. And then for dessert, I was kind of like trying to pick my spot. Because again, watching the sugar. So I walk in there after a little bit, let the food digest. And I walk in, and I've talked about Orland Bakery before. I've never seen this item. Get ready for this. The 2-foot eclair. Yes, a 2-foot eclair. Now I think I can just make this. Yes, there we go. There's the full screen.
That's
a little bit bigger.
Significant.
It is like a party sub chocolate eclair. And if you've ever been to Orland Bakery, you know that their chocolate is just perfect. It is a perfect, like, it's, like good frosting's got a little bit of that sugary graininess to it. Not too much. Oh my God, this thing. I'm so glad that I found this. It was like, yes, that's the dessert I'm going to have. I found a piece with the flour on it, and it's got like that custard filling and that.
Oh, so you wanted the extra icing on it. So you were going full tilt sugar.
No. I said, if I'm going to have one dessert today, I'm going to make it count. Instead of me scavenging and like eating 100 jelly beans and 10 Reese's eggs or whatever, I'm like, I'm going to have one great thing. And that's what I had. By the way, you can see the price on your screen. If you're not watching on YouTube.
Yeah, that's insane.
It is literally, imagine a party sub, but instead of a party sub, it's an eclair. It's $24.
That shouldn't be right.
Dude, the dozen donuts I bought at Wolf's was $24.
Yeah.
Like
2-foot
eclair. It was amazing. It was amazing. And I was almost like, well, I could just punt on today and have like 2 or 3 pieces of this, but I'm not gonna, because I knew I was going to come home and Addie's basket was going to be out and I was going to scavenge something.
Yes.
But this was a dessert today, and boy, it did not disappoint.
Okay, now I assume that's a knife and fork situation.
When I got there, this thing was probably 2/3 gone, and it was just cut into like decent slices.
Okay,
maybe like 3 or 4 inch wide slices.
Okay,
and I just grabbed the slice that had flour on it, the candy flour on it, and I took that piece, and I was like, "Good God!" I would seriously. Last year, I would have had 3 or 4 pieces of that.
Yeah, that looked wonderful.
Oh my God, it was so great. It was so great. So yeah, Easter was wonderful. It was great to see the family and the kids. And what's cool is like my cousin's kids are getting older.
Yeah.
So, like, my one cousin, she's going to Spain to travel abroad next semester.
Oh, that's cool.
Meanwhile, my other cousin's making her first communion, and we were talking to her about it, and she's like, "I tried the host, and it tastes like plastic." She like, okay, your secret's safe with us. It's okay.
Right.
Like, we know it's not the greatest thing, but it's still a cool thing to get to do,
Can we get some salt for the body of Christ?
Yeah, exactly. So anyway, I texted my Aunt Joe to find out the name of the dessert I just told you about, the eclair cake. So my nephew, Billy, he listens to every show, him and his mom and dad and brothers and sisters. My aunt says, here's a quick story. Billy always believed you were a doctor.
You?
Yes. And can't believe you have a podcast called I'm Fat When You're So Skinny, whatever. He says,
that's right.
And I said, I will excuse the insult that I'm skinny for him thinking that I'm smart enough to be a doctor. But I'm fascinated about Where did he get the idea that I was a doctor?
Uh,
I don't, I don't know where that came from.
I would love to know where that came from.
She said she didn't know either. I was like, okay,
Mhm.
you know, kids are strange and they've got their things, but like that's one I had not heard before. That was a new one.
Yeah. Yeah. So, okay. So I'm going to add to this because, and I hope nobody gets mad for me saying this, but I think it's funny. In a side conversation, I don't even remember how the conversation got started. Either way, like right before I left Sam's place today, we were having a conversation about like what did like what people have done with people's ashes, that type of whole thing, uplifting conversation.
Yeah, good Easter talk.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, because what we're not doing, rising once we're in there. But, so I think Sam was joking about what she would want, and I was like, nope. And then Sam's mom was like, yeah, I think you're probably going before her anyway. I had to stop myself from busting out laughing because, let's be honest, it's totally true.
That's awesome.
I'm way older. I'm 6 years older. I weigh a lot more. The odds are severely in my favor. I don't know what the proper odds would be. I'm not good at creating odds for such a thing, but yes. Also, she has to deal with me. So that swings it very much in. Well, yeah. No, that would probably balance it out more, actually. But
yeah.
So, but still, I think I am the strong favorite to be going first.
Well, it's great that you have gotten to the level with Sam's parents that they're willing to take shots at you already.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, like if they weren't, I'd be concerned.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's so funny. Yeah, she's probably right. She's probably right.
Yes, 100% right.
Yeah, that's fine. Oh man, that's an awesome story. I love that. I wanted to mention a couple places we went on a trip this week.
Okay.
We're already 20 minutes in, but we've got a lot to get to this week. So this could be an extended dance mix edition. But before we do that, I want to tell you about Mazda of Orland Park, where I've gotten my Mazda CX-5 and my Mazda CX-30, my two beloved Mazdas, my first two. I will be a Mazda customer for life because the cars are wonderful, incredibly reliable, very fuel efficient, everything you want in a car, fun to drive, all the cool bells and whistles, all that stuff. But I'm always going to buy them from Mazda of Orland Park because the buying experience and the service experience is really just outstanding. I know there's kind of this I don't know, you call it like stigma about car buying where you're just going to get hounded and people are going to bug you the entire time. Mazda of Orland Park is not that way. You walk in, they're going to come in and greet you and say, hey, is there anything we can help you with? No, just looking around, trying to get some ideas. Cool. If you need us, let us know. We're happy to help answer any questions you have. The showroom is beautiful, very relaxing. They've got, all the accoutrement, like the water and the soda, whatever you need is there for you. And when you're ready for help, they're right there for you. Their website, MazdaofOrlandPark.com, is super user-friendly, super easy to navigate. You can kind of build out your own car from there. And if you want to get in touch with somebody, you can do it right away via phone, via chat, whatever. It's just a second to none sales experience. So go check them out at MazdaofOrlandPark.com, 8910 West 159th Street. Ask for Eric Vates, and he will get you started with your brand new Mazda. And I just saw the CX-50s out and a really heavy duty advertising the CX-9 on a lot of the baseball games I've been watching. And boy, that looks like a nice car. That's kind of the bigger. The 30 is kind of a smaller, like a crossover. The 5 is like I don't know what you call it, not a mini SUV, but a smallerish SUV. And then the 9 is like a pretty good size SUV. So, and then the 50 is kind of a utility wagon kind of a deal. But everything Mazda's got now is awesome looking. And now I got to make a decision. Next time I buy one, is it the 50 or the 9 or just another 30? I don't know, but I know I can't go wrong at Mazda of Orland Park. All right. So this week I went with Addie and Hope. We went down to U of I. Addie made this ISYM, I think it's ISYM, orchestra camp at U of I. She's going to go down there and stay for a week without us. and just kind of learn some new stuff on the violin, get to play with kids who are as serious about it as she is. So we thought, hey, spring break, let's head down to Champaign and let's show her kind of what the campus looks like and some of the buildings she'll be in.
Mhm.
And it was a greght time. So got to go to a Illinois versus Northwestern softball game.
Throw out the record books.
And, Northwestern beat that ass. That game ended in slaughter rule. Northwestern is a freaking tank. They're a juggernaut. And Illinois was like, well, thank you, sir. I have another. It was just home run after home run. They hit the scoreboard. Like Northwestern was just pounding them. Wow. And so it was short, but it was a good time. But we had some really
add that on my dating profile.
Short, but a good time.
Yeah.
We had some really, really good food. First place we went, we got there kind of hungry. I go, find me good Mexican food. Yeah. So the highest reviewed place was called Huaraches Moroleon. And I didn't know what this place was, right? I'm just going by the Google map or whatever.
Yeah.
And we walk in, and it is this highly, highly authentic Mexican restaurant. Little place, kind of like a little cottage of a place.
Nice.
And everyone in there is eating like authentic food, like the mariscos and everything.
Ooh.
Dude, I'm telling you, this is one of the better things I've ever had. It was just incredible. Wow. I'm going to pull up what we got here. Let me pull the menu up first. I should have done that before I started because they all have interesting names. Boy, this is amateur.
Blah, blah, blah.
I know, seriously. It's actually in Urbana. So, which is basically the same thing as Champaign, I've learned.
Okay.
All right. Hang on. I'm getting there. Sorry, everybody.
No, it is fine. You can have your Mike Francesa moments. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really I'm blowing it here. I don't know why I didn't do this in the first place. Really dumb. Really dumb.
Yeah, it's fine.
I'll start sharing the photos in the meantime.
Okay.
They all had like interesting names,
Mm-hmm.
So share screen, window,
Wink. Did you say wink?
Said that too, Dad. Yeah, so there is that's like a giant quesadilla.
Oh wow.
And that's a little piece of pineapple on there.
Yeah.
And Addie got the enchiladas. And as you can see,
wow.
On the enchiladas, it's like a cheese sauce.
Yes.
You feel like the white cheese sauce like spilled on top with great beans and rice and a little side salad there, of course.
Yeah, not getting gypped at all with that.
And then this is what I got. And this is like, it's called a layered quesadilla. So what it is they open up like a burrito shell.
Okay.
And then they fold it in half.
Sure.
So they make a quesadilla in half, right? Fold it in half, then quesadilla that half, then fold it into a triangle. So it's like double the meat and double the cheese.
Okay.
I was able to finish half of this. And I was starving. And I'm like, I cannot possibly eat another bite of this thing. I am so full right now. It was really, really great. So the address of it is 805 Philo Road, Philo Road in Urbana. I cannot recommend this place more. I really can't. It was just absolutely delicious. And I'm trying, let's see, maybe Grubhub has them. And they don't have, this is not the kind of place that has a website, if you know what I mean. So it's like, okay, here we go. Oh my God. I'm such a hack.
No, it's fine. Because the good places either have like a really nice updated website or basically no website at all. And they're like, listen, we're going to get word of mouth. The whole internet's thing doesn't matter.
Okay, so Hope got the Huarache. That's what that is. So the handmade tortilla stuff with cheese, cilantro, onion, and she got the El Pastor one. That's what she got. Mine was called the Big Something. That's what I remember. I'm trying to control
the
F.
Big Something.
Yeah, seriously. Command F. Come on, work. Oh my God. Big Burra. There we go. That's what it was called. The Big Burra. A layered quesadilla stuffed with cheese, pineapple, cilantro, and onions. I got the steak one. That thing that was literally 2.5 meals for me was $14.
Nice.
Yeah, it was absolutely great.
2.5 meals.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
Boy, no wonder you're wasting away.
I know. Make your jokes. But I'm telling you, imagine a burrito-sized quesadilla.
Yeah.
And they take that entire quesadilla and cover it like a pizza. I'm not saying it was half of the burrito size. So the whole bottom layer is quesadilla with cheese, steak, onion, cilantro, pineapple. Boom.
Yeah.
Then they fold it in half. And then they do that half the same way. Boom, fold it in 4.
Yeah.
And it was 3 of those.
Pretty good.
Yes, it wasn't 1 of those. It was 3 of those.
Huh.
So, yes. So, I mean, that's basically 3 giant quesadillas. Probably bigger. It's probably a burrito's worth of meat in there. It was just, they were just laid out differently.
I would love that.
Oh my God.
Then again, imagine anybody not loving it.
It was so, like, we walked in and we're like, yeah. Like, you just knew when you walked in, it was like a weird time. It was like 1:20 on a Wednesday afternoon. And it was full of people.
Nice.
And they were all like digging in. And it was just, as soon as I walked into place, I'm like, this is it. We have found the place. This is wonderful. So that was great. There's the first stop.
Okay.
In Champaign. The other place we had, this was kind of in like the more of like the downtown area. I think they call it Campus Town at U of I, where there's like all the stores, there's like a Target. Addie was not feeling good. Addie has a sinus infection, so she was actually really a trooper on this trip. And we're kind of walking and we're like, what do you have a taste for? And she's like, I don't know. We see this place called Mia Zaz. MIAZA''S. And it's like a pizza grinder kind of a place like that. So go in there, not grinder like the app, like a grinder like a sandwich.
Okay.
Which you already do, you ass. But Addie gets she gets like a pizza and it's, you know, it's wood fired, whatever. But what's cool about this place is you walk in and there's like these order forms, like little pieces of paper, and there's these red crayons like tied to a string.
Okay.
So you get the pink sheet for the sandwich, you get the yellow sheet for the pizza, and you literally circle every ingredient you want.
Oh, so it's kind of like Donut Experiment, where it's like a checklist of things.
Yes. And I believe which is a sandwich chain, also works that way.
Yeah. It's funny. There used to be the Which in the Pedway.
Yeah.
Never went there. No reason. I didn't.
Wasn't impressed.
Okay.
But the Pedway is always a kind of a variant.
Yeah.
You know? So anyway, I got just the meatball sub, which was fantastic. Like crunchy bread that wasn't hard.
Yeah.
It was like soft and crunchy. And then I ordered a side of garlic bread, which was great. They love the pizzas. Hope got like a chicken sandwich sort of a thing. Wonderful. All right. Now I'm going to tell you about the greatest donut I've ever had.
Oh.
We arrive on campus Wednesday and we see this food truck called Pandemonium Donuts, like Panda Monium Donuts, like a pink truck. And they're clearly like wrapping up for the day. So I'm like, all right, let's go find the storefront, right? Like Addie was kind of feeling down a little bit because she was not feeling good. I'm like, let's go get a donut. We'll go back to the hotel and chill. Yeah. So I look it up, says it's open, boom, drive out there. And apparently from the time it took me to drive there to get there, it closed. They closed at like 3 or something. So like, damn, all right, we missed out. So the next morning, Thursday morning, we get to campus early to do some more sightseeing, and there's a truck. And I go, Addie, you know we're going. She's like, yeah, we're going to go. So get out and walk up to the truck, and they've got like, it's a chalkboard, and everything's listed. You know, there's like basic donuts. They have one called the Serial Killer, which had like, I think Fruity Pebbles on it, and that was sold out. So she's like, I'm going to go for the cookies and cream donut. And friend, let me tell you, I am very glad she did, because I'm not, when I say this is the best donut I ever had, I'm not kidding. I'm going to share this. And okay, you can see that donut, right? Like it's got the crumbled Oreo on top with like a little bit of a cookies and cream kind of a frosting.
Mm-hmm.
So it took a bite, like that's delicious. Look what we discovered later, Rick, as we kept eating. Look at that. The Oreo cookies and cream ganache in the middle of the donut.
Oh my God.
Dude. It was unfreaking real. And I don't know if part of it was because it was a food truck and it was like kind of cold. So the donut was like a little bit cold and like the inside was a little bit cold.
Yeah.
It was a perfect, like I said about the bread, like
Mhm.
a little bit of a crisp, like a crunch to it, but still soft. The
Sure.
ganache was nice and evenly spread. Like there were no like little bites and big bites. It was all very even.
Nice.
This was the single best donut I've ever had.
Wow. Have you put out the bat signal to Lawrence Holmes? Because I think he might have to drive down to like U of I immediately.
I know, and I kind of
That's
felt
like his bit.
I know. I felt bad about it because I tweeted about it and it was like, but it's in Champaign. So the address is 1105 Windsor Road. That's the storefront. And then if you want to, the truck is like always around. And they're on Instagram at Panda Donut CU, like Champaign Urbana. So Panda DOUGHNUTCU. And you can see everything they've got there. Dude, I cannot get over how good this was. It was so damn good. It was so damn good. So if you're in the Champaign Urbana area, you probably know about Pandemonium Donuts, but if you're head down there for whatever reason, a line night game or whatever, make sure you stop. I'm interested to hear about some of the other flavors that they have and if they're as good as the Oreo one. But hot damn, it was absolutely perfect. It was perfect. So there you go.
Exciting.
There's a Champaign trip. We also went to a place called the Aspen Bar and Grill or Aspen Tavern, which is like a chainy kind of like a burger and wings place. It was good. Nothing to super write home about, but it was good. So if you're looking for that kind of a place too, there's that sort of option down there. So yeah, it was a good time for 2 days in Champaign Urbana in the middle of a cold week. Could have been a hell of a lot worse. So we ate well. We enjoyed ourselves. So well done, Champaign Urbana.
Nice.
Yeah, it was good.
All right. So I get justifiable crap on this podcast for having the palate of a 5-year-old.
You do, yes.
And I totally get it. I am fat not because I eat many things, but because I eat a lot of the things that I like.
Yeah.
It is totally a quantity thing. So I went a little bit out of my comfort zone this week and went Mediterranean food, inspired by you.
Yes.
So went to this place, Middleterranean in Addison, which is honestly a fantastic name.
That's a really good name. I like that.
So Sam and I went there. She had apparently also been craving Mediterranean food, and I'm not sure if it's because of listening to the podcast or if she was anyway. So we went there because that's like her local Mediterranean spot. So a couple things that we got that we shared an app, and then what I got, which was both were really, really good.
All right, hang on while I airdrop myself the photos because I forgot to send these.
Oh, okay. Cool.
We're gonna hear the ping.
Yeah. Well, and then it was like you could definitely tell when it's working because if you're watching on the video, you like slow just a little bit, but it's still fine. So the first thing we shared the chicken shawarma fries, which were just like chicken shawarma, which was fantastic. Like really, really good with a garlic sauce, feta, and lemon juice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Definitely awesome. So
there they are.
Yeah, you've got the picture there, and that's friends. It's good eating right there.
See, I knew you would like this stuff.
Yeah. And it's like it's just being smart about and that's without what?
Without Sam, it's probably something you wouldn't have eaten or wouldn't have tried.
Yeah, probably not. So I'm happy that I did because that was really good. And then also like testing out the different sauces because they had that garlic sauce, which was like a little bit of like a thicker, whiter sauce. And then there was like tahini and then like a hot sauce. And that hot sauce, like I'm pretty good with heat, maybe decent to pretty good. And like once I had like a taste of it, I'm like, I can't do much of this. Otherwise, it's going to be a problem. So I shied away from it. But for hot sauce, the flavor within that hot sauce was really, really good. So
did they call it anything? Was it like fire sauce or spicy sauce or whatever? SemSem calls it fire.
I think they did, but I don't remember specifically what they called it.
Okay.
And then for my meal, I got a halal bowl, which was a kind of probably a little bit of a cop out, I guess. But rice, steak, pita, like I'm telling you, everything that was in there, you had the turnip, you had the pita in there with the rice, and obviously the onions as well. Like, man, it was really good. And I put the garlic sauce on that. I tried some of the tahini, not tahini, the tahini sauce, right?
The tzatziki sauce, like the cucumber, the stuff that goes on.
No.
Right?
No. Why am I spacing now? Because I'm tired. Hold on.
Tzatziki is what I would think.
It's tahini.
Tahini sauce. Okay.
Yeah. So I tried that, and it wasn't bad, but it's like I preferred the garlic sauce, so I went with that. And also, it's just like anything garlic putting on a steak. Yes, like it's a no-brainer. So yeah. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and just the fact like it was a good amount of food and not expensive, and just I like the vibe of the place too. Just not like maybe 8 tables total, if that. And it's in the middle of a strip mall, and a lot of people are just getting stuff and taking it to go. But for me, as like an intro experience into it, loved it. So if you're in that area, the address is 1600 West Lake Street. Then I highly recommend giving it a chance. There's so much more that they have there. The menu is gigantic. So give it a look and give that a spin, because I'm going to be going back.
Awesome. I'm so glad you like it. We actually went to SemSem yesterday. And I kind of felt bad because it was like the middle of Ramadan. So they had a sign up saying, "We're doing the best we can. We're fasting. Please be patient with us."
Yeah.
So the workers hadn't eaten in God knows how long, and I'm just like, well, I know, but I'm hungry. So the only thing I want to add is, I know I talked about it last week. Addie got a Euro plate, which was like 7 pounds of meat, apparently.
Yeah.
She's like, "Oh, I wanted a Euro." She's like, "I said pita, but they thought I said plate." I go, "That's all right. We'll go get you some pita." Yeah. And then you just make it yourself. And the bowl came out. I was like, "Oh my God, that is so much food." But she got the fries.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. The fries at SemSem are the best I've ever had.
Wow.
Yes.
This has been a banner food week for you.
I know. It is the best I've ever had. And I'm trying to remember the name of the seasoning on it. I sent it to you, and now I don't remember. Was it Zatar? Yeah, Zatar spices. Oh my goodness. Because they're like those double fried, those double fried fries. So they're like a little bit extra
double
crispy.
Fry. If I had my own place, the fries would be double fried. They just did.
And you'd have a good place. So it's a mixture of it says herb, mixture of herbs, toasted with toasted sesame seeds, dried sumac, and salt. And it just made like a really subtle extra taste. It wasn't anything where you're like, these are different fries from regular fries, right? They're a specialty, like a sweet potato fry, where it's a totally different experience. It just added this little bit of a difference. And that, along with the double fry, was just absolutely perfect. They were wonderful. And Addie was kind of, as they were working a little bit slowly, because of, understandably, they're exhausted or starving. And then a bunch of people, because we were there, I think like Ramadan, like the fast ended at like sunset. And we were there like, as the sun's going down. So the place is starting to fill up. So they make the fries to order. And she's like getting a little impatient because she's not feeling good and she's hungry. And these come out, and she's like, "That was worth the wait." Those were definitely worth the wait. So oh man, it was so good. SemSem is so good. 159th Street, just east of Harlem. And I'm glad you found your place, Middleterranean. That's great.
Yeah, one completely unrelated. Yeah, it is, and I need to be more of an adult about that, and I realize that. One just note that's not really related to the podcast at all. The fact, and maybe it's also because he's one of my favorite, he's like my second favorite basketball player ever. the fact that Akeem Olajuwon did everything he did in the playoffs while fasting,
Yeah.
like, is those types of things that maybe aren't quite as mainstream, probably don't get as much love as they should for just an individual accomplishment. Like, the man led 2 teams to to championships while fasting through a vast majority of the playoffs.
Incredible. It's incredible. So yeah, I could see they were just kind of, I don't know, not tired, but just kind of like dragging ass.
Yeah.
You know, it's always the same dudes and women working in there. The one thing I had not seen before though, that I noticed this time, they've got this like, it's like the Euro shaver. It's
yeah.
like an iron, right? Like it's got a handle like that, and it's like up and down the. Oh my god! I was like, just lay me under that, please, and let me die.
Yep, because you see all the drippings coming down off of it. Oh yeah.
Yeah, just to watch them do that, I'm like, just fill a bowl with that, please, and give it to me. And that's basically what he had.
Yeah. You should be like, excuse me, can I have that kebab?
Yeah, just pull that spit right off and just put it on a plate for me.
Yep.
I'll eat it like corn on the cob.
Yep.
Just twist it around. Yeah. Oh man. I'm glad that you and I have discovered this. We've both opened our horizons and it broadened our horizons rather, and have tried some new stuff because it pays off and it just keeps things fresh. Because I'll be honest, like sometimes I get tired of the same stuff.
Yeah, even when it's great, you just need to mix it up a little bit. Like you have your weekly places or your every other week places or your monthly places, but then you need to sprinkle in other stuff too. Whether it's trying new stuff or places you only go every once in a while, either because of distance or because of generally not wanting it as often. Like you need those things for that little pop.
Definitely. That's for damn sure. And speaking of pop, you want to get the best pop, RC pop, Frato's Culinary Kitchen in Schaumburg. That's
right, my friends.
South Roselle Road. Go visit them, FratosPizza.com, FratosBakery.com, at Fratos Pizza on Instagram. They are the home of the I'm Fat Burger, the I'm Fat Grilled Cheese, and the I'm Fat Pizza, along with every other amazing food item you can possibly imagine. Even if you're eating healthy for some reason, which I don't really get, Fratos has you covered. They've got the giant mozzarella sticks. They've got the, the Cajun bites. Everything there is just incredible. I've used their catering, and it was second to none. I still get compliments about the catering for that party, probably 6 months later. Yeah. It's just unbelievable how well they did and how much they nailed. I was so impressed with the pickup, with everything that we did and everything that they had to accommodate. It was just absolutely perfect. So go visit them, FratosPizza.com, FratosBakery.com. If you're placing an online order at FratosPizza.com, use the code I'm Fat, and you will save 10% off your order. And that is not a one-time code. Every time you eat at Fratos, place an online order, use the code I'm Fat, you'll save 10%. And those savings add up because once you try Fratos, you're going to try it again and again and again. Again, that's 628 South Roselle Road in Schaumburg. We thank them for their continued partnership with the I'm Fat podcast. We love them, and the best way to let them know that you're listening to us and taking our advice is to use that promo code. And if you go in there and sit down and eat, let them know you heard about them and all of our sponsors on the I'm Fat podcast. That would be grateful. I can't say that word today. Greatly helpful.
There it is.
All right.
I can do a quick one.
All right, cool. Yeah, I got a couple more, and then we'll get to Ask a Fat.
Okay, real quick. I didn't have a ton of the food because the event was just more like just whatever. They put some stuff out, but I went to HVAC Pub, which is right by Wrigley.
Yeah,
and so I had not been there before, but it was a Bleacher Nation event, and the company that I work for, 4for4, is owned by BetSperts. Bleacher Nation, owned by BetSperts. So I met up with some people that I work with and also just got to see some people I haven't seen in a minute. So that was good, and had their pizza as well as their curly fries. That's something that's different. Yeah, very much like not like a super, super tight coil, like how some of your maybe like Arby's curly fries will be, but like a real good, like when you think of a restaurant curly fry, that's what it was. And it was like really quality, maybe not like the most earth-shattering like thin crust pizza in the world, like pretty thin, but those curly fries are worth going in for. Also, if you're going to a Cubs game anyway, you're right there. Like good people, good space, like even with a lot of people in there, I didn't feel like, didn't feel crunched or anything like that. My spatial awareness was I didn't have too many blips on that radar, so it was really good. A lot of good beers there. So just a quick one out for HVAC Pub.
Yeah, I went there for, I think it was a Score opening day broadcast or something. And I remember like, this place is huge, A.
Yes.
And B, the food is way better than I thought it was going to be.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was a good place. I mean, anything that like survives in Wrigleyville beyond like a year or two,
Yeah,
it's always
seriously.
doing something different and something better. Because it's just like the ever rotating places of like the double play, the stretch. It's like, okay,
Yes.
like
The baseball pun.
Yes, the baseball pun, exactly. The Sandlot, I think, was one. Like these places that endure in Wrigleyville are doing something right. So
Yep.
yeah, HVAC is good. Is a good place. I tried a new place and I sent you a picture this week. We were out in Darien to take Eddie to the doctor. Again, Eddie was sick this week. God, suck it up, kid. But we went to Brewster. Now, Brewster's has been in Darien forever.
Which is funny because there's one in Lombard. So I thought you were in Lombard.
No. So 1010 Plainfield Road in Darien. That's the one I know about.
Mm-hmm.
Went in there and we kind of didn't know what to get. Hope had been there a bunch like when she was a kid. And then Addie and I were in there for the first time. And we're like, let's just get this family deal. It's a full chicken.
Mm-hmm.
And it's 2 big sides and then Texas toast. So on your screen there, I know this doesn't illustrate the height of that chicken, but if you're looking at the screen on the bottom right there is the chicken. That is a whole chicken like kind of stacked on top of itself.
Yes.
That is 4 thick pieces of Texas toast. That is a giant, like a pint of mashed potatoes.
Yes.
And then a cup of gravy. And then there's like the open burger container of like red potatoes cut and seasoned and roasted. My God. The 3 of us were like, seriously, like the Simpsons eating, and it's like just bones and spit like flying everywhere.
Like watching Bernstein eat.
That is correct. Yes. It was absolutely great. It was so good. And I'm always like, I don't know. I don't really love like rotisserie chicken or roasted chicken. Like it's always like sounds better than it is in reality.
Yes.
But dude, this was absolutely killer. It's been there forever. People are probably listening saying like, yeah, dumbass, Brewster's is amazing. But I could not believe it. And this was a pretty good deal too. So it fed the 3 of us.
Yeah.
We were full, not overstuffed, didn't have any leftovers. It was like $28.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
I mean, for a full chicken and 2 giant sides and 4 big pieces of Texas toast.
Yeah.
That's a damn good deal. So loved it. It was really, really good. And then there's one more thing I got to share.
Okay.
As softball is approaching, Addie's team is getting ready for the season here. We went out to Stella's in Lyons. It's a batting cage, 3903 Joliet Avenue. And the guy was like, you got to try the Italian combo egg rolls. I'm like, what?
Yes.
Like, Italian beef combo egg rolls.
Yes.
Okay, that sounds great. He's like, yeah, it's like a blend of Italian beef with Italian sausage and cheese, and it's all blended up, and we put it in an egg roll. Like,
yes.
Okay, sounds great. So he got me. I ordered that, and you're looking at it on your screen. The lighting isn't great because it's like this kind of dingy old indoor place, but you can get a good look at what's going on in there. So that's half of one, and then you get 3 of those in the bag. So pretty decent sized egg rolls, and you get 3 of them. I think it was like $8 or $9 for them. They were terrific. And I think I've talked about Stella's before. It's this little batting cage. It's a garage, right? There's probably 8 or 9 cages with the automatic pitching machines, right? And it's in this garage with the doors are up when it's a nice day and down when it's cold. And then attached to it is like this little restaurant. They've got some slots in there, and they've got a little baseball pro shop, and they've got a little cafe. And it's dogs and pizza and whatever. But from what I understand, the sushi there is incredible.
Really?
I know. Like, you wouldn't think I'm going to a batting cage, I have to get the sushi.
Yeah.
We have a bunch of kind of like niche stuff like I had, like the Italian combo egg rolls that are just out of this world. So
Nice.
apparently they hired like a really good chef, or the people that work there just love to cook and try different stuff. They've got the standards, burgers, pizza puffs, dogs, like all that. But I could not believe how good the food at Stella's and Lions was. And it was $60 to rent the cage for an hour. And the machine just pitches constantly. Boom, boom, boom. And the girl's like, okay, I took 10, jump out. Next girl jumps in, and they just keep going. It was awesome. We brought 5 or 6 girls from our team, and they had a blast. They had a great time. And I love that. We go there all the time. It's not the closest place to us, but worth the trip every time because the food's damn good.
You struck a nerve with me because there's something that I've been wanting for a while.
What?
And I'm sure there is a great place to get it around where I'm at, but I just don't know what it is or where that is off the top of my head. So if you know, if you are listening, if you are watching on the YouTubes, let me know where around like Lombard-ish. Where do I get the good pizza puff? I have not had I haven't had any pizza puff in way too long. And I hate that because not long ago, I heard our guy Barry Rosner on the Sports Adjacent podcast, and that made me think about pizza puffs. And then I didn't really know where there was one. Mind you, I also haven't looked very hard, so I'm a jerk. But I want a good pizza puff. I like pizza puffs. I used to always get them. I used to have a place whenever I go to my mom's, I would know. I could go to Happy House, but Happy House has been closed for years. Now they have Happy Dog there, which I think people has finally found its stride, but I'm not going there out of protest because I'm a jerk. So I just want a good pizza puff.
Okay.
This is what I want in life.
I know there are people that are listening in their cars that are screaming and yelling about Grisano's. And Grisano's isn't close to you. It is in Oak Lawn. It's on 87th Street. Okay. But if you want a pizza puff,
yes,
buddy, let me tell you, Grisano's is the only place to get it. I'm trying to find like a picture. There's a lot of pictures, but like one that like really summarizes how big it is and how amazing it is.
Okay.
87th Street, like 87th, just west of Central.
Okay.
All right, let me see. Okay, here. This is a pretty good one. I'm going to share. This is from Yelp. Hang on one second. Found the picture. Now I got to share it. Okay.
We are olding. Oh my God.
Yeah. So there is like half of one. The guy is clearly dug into it. This has a sweet kind of a sauce for it.
Okay.
Sweet sauces, a really doughy, almost like a beer nugget.
Okay.
Almost like a beer nugget crust. There's your pizza. So there you can see the size of the pizza puff. It's next to like a basket of fried chicken.
Yes.
That's how big the thing is. Here's a guy. Look at that. That's like a full-size dinner plate.
Okay.
And it's taking up basically the entire plate.
That'll work.
So it is not your traditional, like pizza puff from like throw it in the fryer and give it to you.
Sure.
This is a very special thing, but if you find yourself in Oak Lawn, you've got it.
It's like a half hour for me. I've driven further for less.
Yeah, if you're out that way, do it. But I'm with you though. If someone knows a great place to get like a basic ass pizza puff,
yeah, that's all. I'm not asking for anything crazy. That looks wonderful, but a half hour drive, like that's a maybe once in a great while thing.
Right. Yeah. So one of the girls on my team got the pizza puff from Stella's, and she's like, "It's not that good. It only tastes like oregano." And I was like, well, that sounds good because I love oregano.
Yes.
But if a pizza puff has the taste of oregano, to me, that already sounds like a higher end pizza puff.
Yes, it does.
Because mostly it's just lava cheese and lava sauce and you call it a day.
Yes.
If it has the depth of flavor of oregano, it must be pretty damn good.
I miss pizza puffs.
Well, go out now. It's 9 o'clock on a Sunday. There's gotta be something.
Yeah, it's 9 o'clock on Easter Sunday. I'm sure some place is open.
I want a cheese pizza puff. Come on. All right. Shall we ask the Fats?
Let's do it.
Bless me, Father, for I've sinned. It's been 1 week since my last confession.
Okay, my son. What is your confession?
I'm fat.
Ask a Fat, as always, is brought to you by our buddy, Charlie, the bacon guy. And here he is with this week's bacon report.
Thanks, Jay. This week we have maple pepper, Cajun bacon, and giardiniera bacon. Bacon jams are the original, the bourbon, the honey habanero, and the mango habanero. Quick note, I'll be out of town the end of this month of April. So if you need any bacon before about the 20th or so, let me know and we'll get it to you before we get out of Dodge for a week or so. We did get some new merchandise in, a new t-shirt design and a coffee mug. So those are fun. But everything else is in stock. The old t-shirts are still there, and the buttons and magnets and hats and beanies. I already have a few orders for those coffee mugs, so I'll be ordering more. So make sure you get those on the next go round. For the bacon report, I'm Charlie, the bacon guy.
All right, a little bit of an update from Charlie. Just texted me. He'll be out of town from the 22nd to the 29th. So get those orders in. He is sitting on some bacon. Orders have slowed because the holidays have passed and people are like, what do I need bacon for? Here's why you need bacon. It's about to be 80 degrees. You're going to be firing up that grill or that Blackstone, and you need some freaking awesome bacon to go on your burgers or whatever else you're going to have there. The giardiniera bacon, the Maui Wowie. It's all freaking amazing bacon. Get yourself some. Get in touch with Charlie. Charlie the Bacon Guy at gmail.com, at Charlie the Bacon Guy on Instagram, at CZ the Bacon Guy on Twitter. Don't let bacon go to waste, you fools. Order some. Grilling season is here, and I tell you all the time, order as much bacon as you want. The stuff freezes up beautifully. We had to go to the freezer this morning to get the Maui Wowie and the giardiniera bacon. We put it, they're vacuum sealed. We put it in a sink under some hot running water. 20 minutes later, it was all thawed out. Threw it in the oven. It was absolutely perfect. It stole the show. It was the first thing to go at a breakfast full of amazing things today. So do yourself the favor. Do your family the favor. Order yourself some bacon from Charlie. Again, Charlie the Bacon Guy at gmail.com, at Charlie the Bacon Guy on Instagram, or at CZ the Bacon Guy on Twitter. All right, we've got no voicemails today. If you'd like to leave us one, 708-858-3314. But we do have a few emails, so let's get to those.
Ask a fat about this and that. It's time to chat with the fats.
Email us. I'm fatpod@gmail.com. That's what Matt did. And Matt says, over this past weekend, I went out to dinner for my birthday. Happy birthday. With my wife and a couple friends. After a delicious meal, they suggested I get a dessert for my birthday. On the menu, they had what they called banana wontons. Oh my. Which were just a wonton.
I've got a banana wonton. Never mind.
Calm yourself. The show's almost over. Sam can stand by. On the menu, they had what they called banana wontons, which were just a wonton wrapper filled with a ripe banana, deep fried, tossed in cinnamon sugar, and drizzled with honey. Oh my God.
If you follow that with anything with deep fried, tossed in cinnamon sugar, and drizzled with honey, I'm in.
Yes, absolutely. He says the dessert came out, and the first I thought it said woman. The first wonton I ate was absolutely delicious. But as I put my fork into the other wonton on the plate, I was immediately hit in the face by the smell of beef. I dug a little deeper to discover there was also carrots and cabbage, and they had accidentally fried a steak wonton from the appetizer menu and placed it on my plate. The entire table got a huge laugh out of it, and the waiter could not have been nicer regarding the mess up, but it makes me wonder if either of you have ever encountered a complete mess up like this while dining at a restaurant, or is this just me having a birthday April Fool's Day? That could be the case, Matt. I don't know if that's really a loss. I think that actually is pretty damn good to me.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think, like something like that's very specific.
Yeah, that's also pretty extreme to basically be like everything around it the same, but the one big part there is completely messed up. Yeah.
I can see too if you're going for banana, cinnamon, honey, and you get beef, carrot, cabbage.
Yeah, a little jarring.
Yeah, it's a little different. But boy, nothing comes to mind like quite that severe.
No, not like that. But like also kind of understandable, which also makes it even more specific.
Yes, exactly. No, that I mean, please send us the name of that place though, because
Yes.
that banana thing sounds killer.
All right. The next one here is another Matt. Said, I don't know if they do this at the Blackhawks games, but at the Bulls games, if you buy the souvenir cup, you get free refills. At one of the games this year, after filling my drink, I don't remember what led to it, but said something about, I will probably just be throwing the cup away at the end of the night because we have a bunch of them at home. She told me to save it and bring it back with me, and they will continue to refill it. Never did it because I try not to bring my coat in with me and would just feel awkward walking in with an empty cup. Maybe next year I'll tuck it in my coat and give it a try.
I don't know the answer to that, if the Hawks do that or not, but that is a very generous tip from the server. I will be at the Hawks game tomorrow night. I will ask the Cindy who works up in the press box, say, hey, is this true? And see what she says. But because I'm in the press box, I get free refills all the time, quite frankly.
Right.
But yeah,
over here.
That's a hell of a deal. I mean, that saves you. If you get 2 Paps a game, you're saving like $12.
Yeah, the drinks at games are asinine.
Yes, it's so stupid. That's the least they could do is refill your souvenir cup. All right, we got one here from Lindsay, longtime I'm Fat podcast listener, but not a fat person, but it's okay. Lindsay says, I was thinking about Franken sandwiches after hearing all about the corn dog, chili, popcorn, beef monstrosity. Do we have to share it again? I mean, we have it. We might as well share it.
We were drunk with my dad one night, and this is what we came up with. The bun, we take the corned beef, put it on there. We take our corn dogs, get the corn dog on there, de-stick it, get the chili on there, get the cheese, okie doke popcorn, Flammers.
So, inspired by the menage a trois, which is 5 ingredients, somehow that works out. Lindsay thought about some fun ideas of their own. They said, what about a Chicago-themed Franken sandwich consisting of pizza puffs for bread,
a
tom-tom tamale,
yes,
Italian beef,
and
jardinere, all skewered with a pierogi on top.
Blammers.
Blammers.
That is good.
Lindsay says, what would you make for yourselves? No fast food mashups here, just your dream Franken creation. Bonus points if you name them. You know what, Lindsay, I think you actually
that's tough to top. If we're going like local stuff, that's pretty good.
I mean, it is a ticket to death. I think it'd be like the Death Bringer or the Heart Grabber or something like that.
It's served by Death from Family Guy.
Yeah. Pizza puff for bread, tom-tom tamale, Italian beef, and jardinere, all skewer with a pierogi on top. I mean,
yeah,
that's tough to beat. Now, I've always been a carb sandwich guy, so if I have a meal with bread, I will either put like pasta or like potatoes in the bread.
Okay, so is there like a specific bread that maybe you would use and then also have like a pizza puff in there?
I mean, my immediate thought would be with a pizza puff between bread, you'd have to do like probably something a little bit sweeter, right? Like would a Hawaiian roll work? Or is that too much of a contrast? See, this is the stuff I'm bad at.
Okay.
Like what goes with what, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I really think, Lindsay, I'll tell you this. I would eat that.
Oh, yes.
It sounds
100%.
No bad words there. As we like.
Yeah, that's just really damn good.
All right. If someone's got if someone can one up Lindsay's idea, hit us up. I'm fatpod@gmail.com.
Yes.
Go ahead. Is it me or you?
It's me. This last one from Michael. Heard Jay mention JP Graziano's a few times recently, and it's definitely one of my favorite places in the city. I'm sure you've seen it in the store, but have you tried their take-home Italian beef crock pot kit? I tried it a little while ago and bought some extra JP Graziano's jardinere, his favorite, and thought it was super good and really easy to make for a dinner or a party. Was curious if you've tried it out before. Love the show.
I have not tried it before. I see it every time I go there. And I'm like, do I need this? Do I need a beef kit? Because here's my question. Do I have to then buy the beef separate from the kit, or does the beef come in the kit? I don't know.
Good question.
Next in there, and I think it'll be this week. I will check out the beef kit, and I'll, for show research, I will buy one and give it a shot. I mean, it can't be bad.
Right.
The other thing they have there at JP Graziano's is Jardinere seasoning. They have a hot and a mild, and I talked about it last week about the S&T pizza that I made. And I used that in place of oregano. I used the Jardinere seasoning, and it was absolutely wonderful. So that place is good. By the way, another shout out to oh my god, I'm just gonna
sounds like
I know. I'm gonna completely blank on the name of it now. Calabria. Thank you. Calabria Imports in Chicago, like in the Morgan Park area. A very similar to Graziano's kind of place. I don't know sandwich wise if they're quite up to par with Graziano's, but that's certainly not an insult. I was there 2 days ago, and I got their Italian sub that was just killer. They've got excellent beef sandwiches there as well. So if you're not near, Randolph Market, which is certainly understandable, that's West Loop. I know a lot of people don't live in the city. Calabria is at 1905 West 103rd Street in Chicago. That will definitely scratch your itch for the Italian deli amazingness. So yeah, check out Calabria Imports there as well. So good stuff. I forgot to mention.
Right. I think we are we have to be good to go because I'm still kind of full and I'm getting and because I'm old, I'm getting tired from all the food. So follow us on all of our social medias at I'm Fat Pod. I'm fatpod at gmail.com. Check out the Patreon if you like. I'mFatMerch.com. All the new shirts are there, including the updated Onion Ring of Honor shirt. So give that thing a look. YouTube.com/I'mFatPodcast to watch the podcast, or if nothing else, help us out by hitting subscribe and to like each video. That would be appreciated. And then for the regular podcast feed, subscribe, unsubscribe, resubscribe, all that kind of stuff. 5-star ratings, please, and a review. And the best thing you can do is check out our sponsors. Charlie the Bacon Guy. Buy some bacon because Charlie's got it. Mazda of Orland Park. Buy a car because they've got them. Frato's Culinary Kitchen. Buy a burger. They've got those too. Maybe some mozzarella sticks too. Jerks.
Yeah.
So for Jay, I'm Rick, and this is the I'm Fat Podcast.
I hope you have a fantastic day.